Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Electric Bilodeau. Big month of July coming up, especially over at the Credit One Stadium over on Daniel Island. Bunch of big shows coming up there, including coming up on July 25th when New Kids on the Block are coming. A band from my childhood growing up in Massachusetts. I got to talk with Joey McIntyre from the band, talking about growing up in Massachusetts, coming to the Low Country, and everything about this tour that the New Kids have going on. So here's Joey McIntyre.
All right. Very excited for Electric Bilodeau this week, not just because the New Kids on the Block are coming July 25th to the Credit One Stadium, and Joe McIntyre joins us right now, but more importantly, as a fellow Massachusetts native, I'm just excited to have someone talk about the Celtics with for the first 9 minutes of this interview.
Let's go. I'm here for it, and I'm still reliving that clinching game. Had the greatest seat. I think that might be the last sports event I go to because I'm courtside at, for that game was phenomenal.
How can you top that ever?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was sitting there and I've been lucky enough to go to a lot of games. I said, maybe I'll just end it here, and go out on top.
I saw you were sitting right next to the Dallas bench too. So you got to hear just everything coming from
Bro, it was phenomenal. I mean, I had Luka look at, people were busting his chops. Luka at one point, gabs to somebody because someone was giving him, and then he shoots a look to me and was like, "You got a problem?" And I was like, I didn't say anything, And then even though we were up 20 points with 3 minutes left, we weren't sure, right? Because, these guys. And then I look to my left, and again, I'm 3 seats down from the Dallas bench. And Kyrie gets up and just pulls his jersey out of his shorts. And that was it. And it was I'll never forget it, bro. Just like this interview. It's you're right. It was I could conjure it up just like that. So it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad they made it happen.
That's got to be a weird feeling for a guy like Luka, because he's looking over right next to the bench, and there's you and Donnie, and I saw Mercedes Monet was there, and Maria Menouno.
Jack Harlow was there.
Jack Harlow was there. It's just gonna just throw him off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm in his demo, but he's something, man. I mean, he's a character, and one of a kind.
So I wanted to talk about the tour, obviously, like I said, coming down here to Charleston on July 25th. I'm looking at this tour schedule. You guys are going crazy. You are grinding for this entire summer. Yeah,
I mean, actually, the second half, we have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off, which is unheard of, and then we do 4 in a row. So, we do have some rest. It's great. I mean, these summer, we haven't done outdoor amphitheaters in 15 years, so there's a feeling and a vibe, sort of a rock and roll summer vibe to it. And we're up there sweating our butts off, but it's magical. You know what I mean? It really is. And, we have something special with our fans, and, we're just happy to be doing it again.
I was trying to look back on all the tours you guys have had in the past. To your knowledge, is this the first time you guys have come to play in Charleston?
Oh man, I would say no. Where would be? I know we're usually playing. I mean, as far as the Carolinas go, we'll play Raleigh. We'll play.
I know you've been to Greenville a couple times.
Greenville, yes.
But I look back, I couldn't find you guys coming to Charleston.
Is there an out? What's the? I got to check out. Is it right in the town, the amphitheater? Or
so it's right in the middle of on Daniel Island. It's called, and this just opened up a couple of years ago. It's actually it's a tennis court, and the guy who owns it has turned it into an amphitheater too. So he's done an amazing job with that. But I look back and I was like, it's crazy because after almost 40 years playing together, I think this is your first time coming here.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, obviously, it's a great, magical little spot there. So, it's you soak it up. You soak it up. It's fun it's a grind to tour, but it's this perfect yin and yang of whoa, this is a lot, but this is super fun at the same time.
And I was looking at some of the videos from the tour so far, and you guys are going all out on these shows, which is awesome because, you know, for a legacy act, you know, you guys could just bring out 5 bar stools and sing, and I think everyone would have a good time. But you guys are with the production, it's crazy.
It is crazy. We're still doing it. I think I guess we get a kick out of it. You know what I mean? It's just like we start getting this momentum every tour, and next thing you know, you look around and we're all, you know, getting down and dirty still. And yeah, it's exciting. I think we feed off each other. We obviously feed off the fans. You know what I mean? They keep showing up. They still got their hands in the air. You know what I mean? So it's we're going toe to toe with the fans every night, and it's very cool.
What's the biggest difference for you guys touring now as opposed to the late 80s when you guys were just getting started? I'm guessing there's a lot more stretching going on.
Stretching, ice baths, ice baths, straight up, bro. And they're great. They're great. I don't know. I know they're kind of all the rage, but I can see why, because they really do the trick. So we've been doing that. Me and Donnie been doing the ice baths and stretching and a few fluids, some IV fluids. I don't do the IVs, but you know that's part of the process too.
And you mentioned the fans, and you know it's awesome because now there's like another generation of fans that are coming out and seeing you guys, not just the ones who were there in the early 80s, but even from the early 2000s when you guys were starting to get together again, and their kids are coming out now.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, there's teenagers out there. Then there's like, you know, it seems like there's 7 and 8 year olds there too, like with signs up. So it's a trip, you know. I mean, you know, and why not? You know, it's good entertainment. I think there's a brand of entertainment that we bring that, you know, this younger generation hasn't seen a lot of, you know. Not saying that there's not talent out there, but everything I see is just a bunch of kids jumping up and down, you know, to a light show, and that's not what we do. You know what I mean? We came from a different era, so that might be part of it. And you know, we're still relatively young. You know, you think of Steven Tyler and Mick Jagger. You know, they did it for a long time, so we got a few more years ahead of us.
And I know this tour also includes Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff working with you guys. What's it been like to have them on the tour with you so far?
I mean, they're legends. I just saw Paula in the hallway finally, because you can be ships in the night on the tour, but just gave her a big hug, and she's a legend. You know what I mean? She's out here bringing it, and she's got a bunch of amazing dancers with her, and you know, she's putting on a world-class show. And DJ Jazzy Jeff is a legend, and you know, he's so, you know, his smile alone is, you know, makes you happy. And you know, mixing it up with him, you know, on the road is it really is a good combination.
I know you guys had a new album come out just a few weeks ago, New Kids, which is out now. Just what was it like to be, you know, not just on the road, but also in the studio recording a new album?
The album process was, you know, it's been an important part of the puzzle for us, I think, as a group and as artists, you know, to, you know, continue making music. It was the fuel in many ways for this tour. And, you know, it's not easy. You know, we got 5 different personalities and lives that happen. And, you know, to get us, as they say, it's like herding cats, you know. It's not easy, but where there's a will, there's a way. Donnie ended up writing like half the album, and I wrote the other half, and our music kind of dovetailed and inspired each other, went back and forth. And yeah, it's something we're proud of, you know. And it took a lot of work, and you know, for me as a songwriter and someone who's making music, it's not easy to make something be vulnerable and then hand it over to the group and say, what do you think? You know, so that has its trials and tribulations about it, but you know, nothing worthwhile is easy. And now we have an album that we're excited about and proud of.
I was going to say, I know you wrote half the album, but so for you to write that and for these guys to enjoy the stuff and to want to record it, that's got to be really special for you.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine a more, a higher compliment, and it's fulfilling. It's fulfilling. And, when you add 40 years of history with guys, you're talking about a lot of emotions and a lot of history. And yeah, so it's pretty sweet.
Joe McIntyre, New Kids on the Block, coming to the Credit One Stadium, July 25th. Thank you so much, Joe. We can't wait to see you guys here.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Take care, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks so much to Joe McIntyre for joining me again. That show over at Credit One Stadium coming up on July 25th. And we're going to be back here Friday with the Friday Night Lights tailgate, looking back on everything we've had in sports here during the past week, including Emma Navarro making a big run at Wimbledon over the last couple of days, including beating the former top-ranked player in the world, Naomi Osaka, earlier this afternoon. We're going to have more on that coming up on Friday. For now, we'll see you then. Everyone have a great day.